Welcome to the Billionaire Mindset, your 30-day journey to thinking like a billionaire. Now you can just watch this video, or if you want to sign up for the entire series for free and get the bonus PDF companion calendar, check the link in the description below. Today is day 11, and we're going to learn how billionaires refuse to quit. Enjoy.
When I got to Dallas, I was a bartender at night, and I moved in. One of my buddies from Indiana said, "You got to come to Dallas." And I'm like, "I'm there." You know, my car would only get so far. I had a Fiat X19 with a hole in the floorboard that guzzled oil every 60 miles. And I went down there, and there's a place called the Village. It's was the world's largest apartment complex. We had 6 guys in a 3-bedroom apartment. I didn't have my own room. I didn't have my own drawer. I didn't have my closet. I had a pile, and I had one ratty towel that I stole from Motel 6. And that was it. And so I was looking for my career, got a job at a software store. And I was, didn't have a tech background, so I was teaching myself all this. Because the way I look at tech is somebody invents it, and everybody else is tied for second place in the ability to learn it. And if I work harder and faster to really dive in, even if it means reading the manual, just diving in, then I can get a head start.
How old were you during
I was 24. And so sleeping on the floor, working in a software company, learning, getting better at what I was doing. And then one day, because I was dying to get out of that rat hole that I lived in, I had a chance to go out and close a sale that would have got me a $1,500 commission. And so I went to my boss, his name is Michael Humecki, and I said, "Boss, one of my responsibilities was to sweep the floor, wipe down the windows, and open the door to open the store. I got the sale. You got to let me close the sale." He goes, "No. You got to be in there to open the store." And I'm like, "Michael, no." So I made the executive decision to go out, pick up the check, thinking if I hand this guy a $15,000 check, of course he's going to change his mind. Fired me on the spot. And so here I was, living in a shithole, excuse my French, just this ratty place with a Motel 6 towel, sorry, Motel 6. And really didn't know how I was going to get out, but I decided, okay, I'm a lousy employee. I went to one of the companies that I'd been talking to, Architectural Lighting, and I said, "Look, I need $500 to be able to buy the software you want, and I promise you that even if it doesn't work, I will wash your car, I will walk your dog, I don't care what it is, I will do whatever it takes to make it up to you." And they gave me the $500, and that allowed me to create Micro Solutions. And 6 months later, I was out of the rat hole, and my company turned into a real company, and that's the one I sold for $6 million when I was 29, 30 years old.
I went through some tough times after I left the Oprah show. I made a conscious decision that I did not want to be sitting on TV with the Oprah show, and y'all saying, "She should have left that show. That show was really good 2 years ago." I made a conscious decision that when I felt I had said all that I could say and the audience had heard it, that I would move on and that I would not spend my life regretting or trying to hold on to what used to be or hold on to what I had. So I dreamed this dream of starting a network. And in the beginning, it was a struggle. It was a struggle because honest to goodness, I did not know what I was doing. I was trying to figure it out. I thought that the Oprah show audience would follow us to OWN, and then I realized y'all didn't have cable. And if you had cable, you did not have the OWN package. So it took me a minute. And unlike most people who you get to have your mistakes in private, some don't go right in your life, you get to sulk about it in private. If I make a mistake, it's on the CNN crawl or the CNN news. So when I was in the climb and there were so many wonderful owners, I see Churl Action Jackson here. There were so many wonderful owners, people who said, "Oh, we're going to stand with you. We're going to stand by you." Thank you, Roland Martin. There were so many people who said, "Listen, we believe that this can happen." So I dreamed the dream along with Tyler Perry, who was my friend, who came to me and said, Tyler said, I'm going to help you out because Tyler can go home and write a script and direct it, produce it, and shoot it, and do it for less money than anybody in Hollywood. So we started with a foundation of have and have nots. If loving you is wrong, love thy neighbor, Mama Hattie. And then I started to dream another dream about scripted television, because in the beginning I was told you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it, didn't have enough money to do it. And I dreamed the dream. I read Proverbs 11:28 that says, those who trust in their riches will fall, but the righteous will rise and thrive like a green leaf.
My goal was to create the perfect job for me, a job I truly loved. I never expected the company to grow beyond 50 people. So maybe I really did lack ambition or vision back then. I don't know. It was a long time ago, and I was very young. Anyway, today Oracle employs around 150,000 people. But when I started, it was not my intention to build a big company. What happened? Well, at first, we did exactly what we set out to do. Hired the most talented software engineers in Silicon Valley. We assembled an all-star team of gifted programmers who were among the best in the world at what they did. That team, plus one crazy idea, gave birth to a giant company. I call it a crazy idea because at the time, everyone told me it was a crazy idea. The idea was to build the world's first relational database. Several theoretical papers about relational databases had already been published, and IBM was building a prototype in their research labs. But back then, the collective wisdom of computer experts was that while relational databases could be built, they would never be fast enough to be useful. I thought all those so-called computer experts were wrong. And when you start telling people that all the experts are wrong, at first they call you arrogant, and then they say you're crazy. So remember this, graduates. When people start telling you that you're crazy, you just might be onto the most important innovation in your life.
It wasn't so long ago that I was a student and sitting in a seat in an auditorium like you guys are here today, listening to. I remember very specifically this time when Bill Gates came to talk at Harvard, and I was just like, wow, how do you do that? But the trick is that the media likes to sensationalize this as if you have some eureka moment or you are some singular person who can build something on your own, and that's just not how the world works. When I was in school, I built a lot of stuff that I just liked building. There was not a single moment when I had some revelation that Facebook was going to be awesome. That's not maybe how the media or movies or whatever would like to portray things. It's much less exciting. But the reality is, I think most services in the world that reach the scale that Facebook has, you start off building something that you care about, and you don't necessarily think it's going to be that big. I didn't. I built Facebook, the first version of Facebook, for my college community because I wanted to be able to connect with the people at my school. And I remember very clearly talking to my friends at the time and saying, how cool is it that we have built this community for our school? One day it's going to be awesome when somebody else builds this for the world because something like this needs to exist for the world. But it didn't even occur to me that, my friends and I might be able to play a role in doing that, right? Because we were college students, right? I mean, we didn't have any, engineers to work with, or servers or resources or anything like that. And there are these huge companies that deliver products for hundreds of millions of people, right? I always assumed that it was going to be like Microsoft or Google or someone would build this for the world. And what basically just happened is at each step along the way, we just kind of kept doing the next thing and growing from there. And there were teams inside these other companies that thought social media was important and were working on it. But there were all these different memes and narratives in the world. People would say, oh, well, this is just a fad. People are going to use it, but then they're going to stop. So, so a lot of the teams who were working on didn't take it that seriously, or the higher-ups in those companies didn't care, so they didn't get resources, and we just kept going and going. And then people would say, all right, fine, so maybe people are using it, but it's never going to make any money, right? I mean, social media doesn't make any money. And we just kind of kept going and going, and then pretty soon we had a service that was bigger than any of these other ones, and that kind of is how we are here where we are. There's no magic. A lot of times I think people just get afraid because often your dream is, it seems like it's so far off, but if you just kind of focus on building stuff that you think is good, and you keep on going at each step along the way, and don't let people deter you from that, and you just really care about what you're doing, and kind of don't give up at each step along the way, then I think that's how you build something good.
If Jack Ma can be succeed, 80% of the young people can be successful. We don't have money. We don't have a relationship. I don't have a powerful, rich father, even though we don't have a rich father or uncle that can sponsor us. Everything we do is the 18 founders. We believe the future, we make progress. Even among the 18 founders, we only have 3 engineers. Among the 3 engineers, only one of them had 3 years experience at university, study computer. The other 2, they are like amateur computer. When they open it, they don't know how to fix it. Start from there to today, we have 25,000 engineers in our company. And nobody come to buy and sell. For the first 2 weeks, terrible. We built an e-commerce company, nobody come to sell. So we have to list our own products on there, waited for 2 weeks, nobody come to buy. So we have to buy ourselves. And then the first month, some people come to sell things on our site, we buy everything. So we buy a whole house of rubbish for the whole month. We started, nobody believed e-commerce. Until today, or last year, we sold 550 billion US dollars. From nothing to 550 billion dollars. And I think compared to yesterday was big sales, but compared to 10 years later, we are nothing. So this is what I want to say. The great ideas I heard in the next room inspired me and changed my. You are guys are the hope of Africa. And I believe 15 years ago, 18 years in my apartment, I told my team, we are the hope of China. Because we are the guys without any resources. If we can make it, most people can make it. If most people like us, without money, without resources, only with the dream and belief, if we can make succeed, China will be successful.
So of all the things in the world that you could say are like the secrets, that being positive is one of the main things that people need to do. How did you happen on that?
In life, whether it's personal or people around me, when you see people that are positive, that look at something good and something bad that took place, they move along in life faster, they're better, and people want to be around these people. I mean, too often people gossip, then one gossip person wants to be around the other person that gossips, but they don't realize when you gossip, you're saying something you heard about somebody else. You're telling everybody, what if part of it was wrong? You're gonna go out and tell every person you told this, oh, I'm sorry it was wrong, tell everybody you told, it's not gonna happen. So it's things you learn about. Don't gossip, don't belittle people if you don't have to. God, please don't. Try and look at the positive angle. What good could come out of something? And that positiveness is gonna make you live longer, happier, and wake up in the morning happy, not, oh my God, I gotta go to work, I can't wait till I get home, I wanna retire, because people were not positive, they were not happy. And what happens when they retire? They hate their job, they retire, 3 or 4 years later they're dead because they have nothing to do. That positive attitude, be around positive people, encourage positiveness. If you find yourself walking around just complaining all the time around people that complain a lot, man, move or just try and do something different, change your life. Being positive and a positive attitude is find something positive and something bad. Makes you look for solutions. When I was down and out, oh, pop bottles, let's get the pop bottles, cash them in.
I love that because until you said that, I knew that people listening were thinking, well, it's easy for you to be positive, you're a billionaire. So, but the fact that you were positive even when you had to be looking for the bottles to recycle, to make ends meet, to get your 99-cent meals, that's incredible.
I had never taken a business class. I'd never worked in fashion or retail. And I had $5,000 in savings. I just moved out of my mother's house. I was 27 years old, and I was probably dating a loser at the time. So there you have it. There I was. And I, wanted to wear these pants. I didn't know where to go, so I decided I've got to get this made. I went on the internet, and I started looking up hosiery mills. And I went to a website called thomasregistry.com, which lists all manufacturers in the United States. Now it's called thomas.net, but they listed it for me, and lucky for me, most of the hosiery manufacturers are in North Carolina. Well, I was in Atlanta, Georgia at the time. So I started picking up the phone and calling all these manufacturers and introducing myself over the phone. And I couldn't get the right person on the phone. People kept transferring me around. I mean, I imagine on the other end of the line them saying, there's a girl on the line, so she's going to transform her own butt. Like, which department am I supposed to send her to? Everyone kept either hanging up on me saying, no thanks, it's not a good idea. So I believed in my own idea enough, though, that I realized, okay, I want to patent this. I may be having some difficulty right now getting someone to help me make the idea, but I want to protect it. So I went and looked up on the internet Martindale-Hubbell, which is a website that lists attorneys, and they will tell you the ranking and sort of the rating next to them. I started looking for a female patent attorney in the state of Georgia, and I couldn't find one. So I called the Georgia Chamber of Commerce, and I introduced myself, said I'm looking for a female patent attorney, and they told me that there actually was not a female patent attorney in the state of Georgia at the time. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go describe this to a man and we'll see what happens. And I went on the website, I picked 3 different law firms. I cold called each law firm. I put on my nicest suit from selling fax machines that I had. I had my lucky red backpack that was with me the entire journey of Spanx. And I went and met with them. Well, they all quoted me between $3,000 and $5,000 to patent it, and I had $5,000 set aside in my savings to do this. So I decided to patent it myself. Well, the attorney that ended up helping me at the very end of this process, he admitted to me that when I came to him with the idea, that he thought my idea was so bad when I met with him, that he actually thought I had been sent by Candid Camera. Which completely makes perfect sense, because as I was sitting in the room explaining it to him, he kept looking around the room, and he later said to me, he said, Sarah, I really have to tell you, I either thought you were sent by Candid Camera or that I was being pranked by some of my guy friends, because you whipped out the pantyhose, you're showing me the crotch and where you cut these and how you're going to change the world. And he's like, I wasn't used to that.
Your stock at one point, I think, went to $100, but then it went down to $6 or something like that.
At the peak of the internet bubble, our stock peaked somewhere around $113.
Okay.
And then after the internet bubble, busted open, our stock went down to $6. It went from 113 to 6 in less than a year. My annual shareholder that year starts with a one-word sentence, and that one-word sentence is the word ouch.
So most of those internet companies of the dot-com era are out of business.
Yeah.
You survived. What was it that made you to survive, and virtually the rest of them are gone?
That whole period is very interesting, because the stock is not the company, and the company is not the stock. And so as I watched the stock fall from 113 to 6, I was also watching all of our internal business metrics, number of customers, profit per unit, everything you can imagine, defects, et cetera. Every single thing about the business was getting better and fast. And so as the stock price was going the wrong way, everything inside the company was going the right way. And we didn't need to go back to the capital markets. We didn't need more money. The only reason, a financial bust like the internet bubble bursting is, makes it really hard to raise money. But, we already had the money we needed. So we just needed to continue to progress.
Look, buying a jet was something I never dreamed I'd do. I never, okay? I only started thinking about it 4 or 5 years ago. When I'm young and broke, I'm growing up in Louisiana, middle class, being told, be grateful you got a bike. Be grateful you got clothes on your back and you get 3 meals. Be grateful for all that you got, because you got it better than I do. I never dreamed of having my own damn jet. Whatever you have to do to keep your purpose burning hot, you do it. You borrow money, okay? Use money. If it requires money, so be it. If you're truly obsessed, it will be worth it, because you will get the results. The secret to sustaining the obsession is a straightforward one. Focus your efforts on everything that will fuel you for the long run, and ignore, eliminate, and block out anything that drains you or causes you doubt. Money, power, fame, success, all of them follow attention. So what gets the most attention is what will grow. The problem with these things is money, power, fame, and success, even time off. They require attention. They're like jealous lovers. They need constant attention or they're gonna leave you. How you invest your time is more important than how you invest your money. Being obsessed with your sense of purpose across every part of your life will allow you to accomplish all the things you desire. I think most people are not accomplishing what they want in one area of life because they quit on all the other ones. If you quit on all the other ones, how are you gonna get this one to run? Nothing inspires me more than surrounding myself with people who have achieved more than I have, and then meeting new people. The obsessed must surround themselves with people you trust and respect, who think big, who've done bigger than you, and who can help you get to where you want to go. You think you can run only so fast? Time is no longer an excuse, because the obsessed make time. They don't make excuses.
This couple came in here this morning and says, bro, how'd you develop this hardness you got? I said, I don't know. I didn't know that I did develop a hard thing. My dad died when I was 10, though. That's pretty permanent. Like, you're 10 years old and you're like, okay, that's something you cannot negotiate with. Gone is gone. All the things you wanted to say, all the things you wanted to do, all the fishing trips you wanted to have with your pops, you ain't gonna have them, bro. Okay? So you guys out there that are lucky enough to have a dad that's alive, maybe want to do the hard thing this weekend. Call him. Call him up. Maybe y'all been having this fight for 12 years. Maybe you call him up, man. Maybe you just go ahead and eat it. Quit arguing about something dumb that happened a long time ago. Do the hard thing. Hard thing's always the right thing. Whether it's making decisions in a deal to get the best deal, people are like, man, you're so cheap. I'm buying a $168 million piece of property. Dude, I ain't cheap. I'm smart. My God, you don't want to pay us anything. I am the only one buying anything here. I'm buying this office building right now. The seller's like, God damn, man, you're so slippery. Dude, I ain't slippery. I'm the only one here trying to buy the damn place from you. Right? You calling me slippery? Why you calling me slippery? Because you slippery. I'm trying to buy the damn place. Okay? What you slipping on, dog? I ain't slippery. I'm renegotiating right now with some new data. Who saw the fight last night? Just goes to show you, man, you can't take 8 months off, 8 months of drinking and showing off and bragging and running your mouth. You can still get cracked. You got it, huh? Yeah, too many days off, man, too many days off. You got to pay the price every day, folks, otherwise you lose. Period. You will get beat. You're going to get beat in the marketplace if you don't train every day. I'm wearing my Cardone University t-shirt because if you don't train every day, don't expect to make the sale. If you don't train every day when you leave here, do not expect your people to follow up. If you don't train every day, do not expect your people to answer the telephone correctly. If you don't train every day, do not expect your people to be motivated to do the right thing. If you don't train every day, if you don't require training every day, if it's not mandatory every day, you will not get the cash flow. You will get just enough money to pay the bills. And by the way, everybody's got that figured out. Everybody on the planet has figured out how to pay their bills. Even people that don't have any money are figuring out how to eat. Everybody agree? So don't be bragging about your bicycles and your 2 BMWs and your country club that you paid for and the roof over your head and you paid your utilities and your gas. And don't tell me that, oh, somebody else has got it worse than you. Of course somebody else has got it worse than you. I hear this all the time from people. Okay, somebody gets whacked, they have a bad situation happen, they're like, but I'm grateful. What do you mean you're grateful, man? You're filing bankruptcy. I know, but I still got my health. But you don't have your financial health. You shouldn't have gone bankrupt. You should have prepared for it. Don't make sense of the failure, okay? If you're taking notes, quit making sense of the failures.
What do you think it'll take for you to get over insecurity moving forward?
I'm not trying to, man.
You're not trying to?
I'm not trying to.
I thought you said if you could get rid of it, you'd be able to do bigger deals.
Be unbelievable, but it's not a target I have.
Letting go of insecurity.
No, I think it's just a human condition. I think it's part of the game. I think it's part of being a human being any more than I want to get rid of my arms, you know, right. Or my legs, or my arms and my legs. My body is a limitation.
Yeah.
You know, so.
How do you manage it better then? Like for people that are saying, I want to 10X, but I always have insecurity and fear that I'm going to fail or people are going to show up and the deal's I'm going to go broke. How do you personally tell the conversation to yourself to the insecurity and fear?
Yeah, it's not stop, it's come. You know, for me, fear, the things I'm scared of, I'm like, come on. You know, it's calling me. It says, hey, come play over here. It's an indicator. It's a good indicator, not a bad indicator.
Lean into it.
Lean into it. Come play with me, okay? So I either have fear because it's really dangerous and stupid. Or
like physically dangerous.
Yeah, like I'm gonna get to the edge of this thing. I'm gonna get on the other side of that thing. I'm probably gonna be scared.
Yeah.
Now, why am I gonna be scared though? Like, because I don't know what it feels like to fall, you know, this many floors and hit.
Yeah.
Maybe it does. Maybe there's no big deal about it. Maybe dying's not even a big deal.
Right.
But I don't have the experience. I don't consciously have the experience. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I used to be like, I can't buy a $78,000 house. I was terrified the first house I bought. I don't know what I'm doing.
Because you didn't have the experience.
I don't have the experience, man.
Yeah.
This is the problem. And you're not going to have the experience if you don't move through the fear. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people do it once and then they don't do it again. You got to like, it's not going away.
Yeah.
It's just you're going to get used to the ski boots. Mm-hmm. You know, the first time you put them on, man, they're freaking banging your shins.
Hurt.
Like, I can't, man. But you just wear into them.
The president of Mexico was on the phone with me today. Now,
that is so cool. But what
now, I'll tell you what it was, because I've been making decisions to change my network. I'm tired. I over and over. I am sick and tired of the same group that maybe for whatever reason they're just not happy with something I did. And he did that, and he did this, and he said that, and I didn't like
so
that.
Boring, right?
But dude, I'm like, okay,
I want to play big games.
I need a new story, right?
Yeah.
So I made the decision. I went on the chalkboard and started saying, new friends, new network. Don't complain about them. They are where they are. It's not anybody else's fault.
No.
Whatever I'm getting in my life.
It's us. We're not satisfied with that game. I want a different game. I want a new game.
Because everybody else is hanging around those people. They're fine. They're all having a good time. And I'm the one disappointed. Yeah. So I'm the one that has to go to the chalkboard and map out, I need a new network. It's not his fault. It's not, don't be disappointed with him. I need to change. Nobody else in the world needs to change. And so ever since I was 25 years old, when I went to a treatment center and had to confront my drug addiction, the one thing I learned there that was so valuable was you are responsible. Then they confused me with, you're responsible, but it's not really your fault because you got a disease. I'm like, which one is it? Am I responsible? Or do I, and I chose to say, hey, it's not the disease. I am responsible. And I haven't used drugs for 35, 36 years. So
super well done on that.
now I need to apply that same calculation to, I want to change my network. On the phone with the president of Mexico.
The idea here is, look, commit. Okay, and this is the problem with the schooling system. Everything's got to be figured out first. I got to read the instructions first. Like, nobody really does read the instructions.
I never read the instructions. I wrote an article about it. I don't read any instructions.
You know, and so, I mean, I can't read them because they're so small. And even when I could read them, I'm like, I don't want to read the instructions. Can't they make this simpler?
Yeah.
So, and that is the premise there.
Yeah.
Can't it just be simpler?
Yeah.
And the way to make it simple is, and we see this happening today. I mean, this is happening on a global scale where picking a car up now is simple. Pick me up.
It's crazy.
I don't have to put the address in. It should locate where I am. Car picks me up. I put in the destination, tells guy where to go.
You don't even need to pay for it either. It's already
I don't have,
set up.
Like simple. You guys got, everything should be simplified. And the way to simplify things, I remember Mercedes-Benz years ago, I heard about this when they had first figured out how to put a drop back, a hard top convertible into the trunk. They couldn't figure it out. It used to be these old, you know, they'd hang them up in the garage and take them off, and it was like very laborious. And somebody at Mercedes-Benz said, don't tell me what it's going to cost. Tell me when it's done. Just get it done, no matter what. This is how the Elon Musk are thinking today. You know, this is why Apple keeps creating a crazy product. Why this will go away. Somebody's going to come along one day and say, get rid of the phone, and I still want to communicate.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be on a headset, more like this. We'll probably go in here, right, where I pop.
Well, I mean, the watches.
Yeah, they're moving there, right?
It's crazy.
So to where I don't even need a watch. I won't need anything. It's like, okay, I want to call ba. We're moving in that direction of less and faster and simpler. So the way the human being does that, he's in Brisbane this morning, the Gold Coast. I got to get down there. He's committed. He doesn't figure. He just gets a flight. No research.
No, not
You weren't
at all.
researching it last night?
No, not at all.
If you'd have known about this last night, you'd have been doing work about it last night, planning, negotiating with the airlines. When you get compressed on time, and you got a commitment, you're like, I got to be there at 2:30, everything works out.
Yeah, as I was walking out, my assistant, she goes, oh, where are you going to stay? And I was like, book me a place where close to, to the park, or where you're staying. Won't put that out. But
we're on this trip. We went to Tokyo. Because things don't work out as planned anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying go through life unplanned. I have 500 employees. So there's got to be some planning. There's got to be.
Is that stretched over your?
It doesn't need to be me doing the planning though.
Yeah.
Like maybe I need somebody else to do that. I don't have to do that.
No.
I just need to know where I want to go. So we were coming to Sydney. I knew I had this commitment with Success Resources to come here and do these events. Good. Tell me when the events are. Bang, bang, bang. Okay, I got to get there. Right. So a week ago, I'm like, okay, hey Lanny, I called my pilot. I want to route to Sydney, but let's stop in Hawaii. Let's go to Kauai. Kids have never been there. We'll stay there for 3 days, acclimate for a second, and down to Sydney. I had enough data to know that I would need to do a route like that. Storm comes in. For some reason, I can't get the place I want in Kauai. Storm comes across the South Pacific, and Lanny said, hey, we might want to be careful with this storm coming down there. I said, okay, well, let's reroute to Fiji. Double storm pops up. Double-headed cyclone. Okay, in our path. He's like, Grant, we can't go that way. We'd have to go all the way around this storm. I said, no, we don't. Go to Tokyo. Now, the point of that story is, look, just keep moving forward. Yeah. Keep moving in a direction that you want to go to. We go to Tokyo. I made all these friends in Tokyo. Yeah. I would have never done that. But I was committed to going to Sydney. And so again, commit. Move in the direction that gets you closer to where you're going to go. I can't build something big and not need people. I have to have people. I become more and more dependent upon great people, loyal people, competent people as I get bigger. So that's what you're really looking for. Opportunity. Will it change my life? When you go work for a company, when you guys make a career change, go work for somebody that has opportunity that can change lives. Don't go where you're good at a job. It doesn't matter if you're good at a job. Go where there's a vehicle that can take you on a journey. You guys leave this environment right now, you're gonna go to some job You're not going to get this every day. You're not going to hear this every day. You're not going to get the stimulation, the like, what am I doing? But we all need this every day. I need it every day, man. Every day I got to be like, what's the opportunity, man? I got to wake up every day. What's the opportunity, man, huh? I got toothpicks up in my eyelids. I'm like, what is it? What's the opportunity, man? Huh? What is the opportunity? What is the opportunity? Where is the opportunity? And it looks good.
You look good, dude.
And dude, I want to be able to have so much opportunity to do so much crazy stuff that I can act like an idiot. One of the things that we do, a little trick we do at our company, is we always have something on our calendar to look forward to, okay? If you want to stay motivated, today's what, Sunday? I always have something out here, out here, out here, out here, and out here to look forward to. Little short runways that keep me excited, okay? I'm going to Turks and Caicos to shoot a real estate program when I leave here. Yesterday, I walked out of here, I'm freaking exhausted. I'm like, boy, I can't wait to get to Turks and Caicos. See, it re-energizes me. Right? Now, when I'm done with that, I need something else to look forward to here. I got a whole bunch of stuff that's going to happen here at the end of the month that is going to keep me jacked up when I'm at Turks and Caicos, because the truth is, Turks and Caicos could get a little boring for a guy like me. How many of you have trouble going on vacations? You have trouble unwinding, okay? You don't even want to go. You're like, I can't even enjoy this. So I need little tricks. I have little tricks. Everybody should do this in their life, okay? You need things to look forward to.
Something that you've been saying a lot is never waste a good crisis or never waste a good recession. What do you mean by that?
Well, what happens in contractions like the one we're experiencing now, probably the most severe contraction, certainly in my lifetime, and maybe in the history, the last 100 years, possibly, right? Is everybody does what they do in a contraction. Not everybody, not everybody, but almost everyone goes into non-acceptance of the situation. They go to blame, conspiracy theories, denial. They get angry about it. They lose their job. They lose their position. They lose their targets. They become consumers more than ever before. And they lose track of, hey, where were you going? You know, and so if 7 billion people yesterday, let's say 7 billion people a month ago were on track, big dreams, big goals, like everybody wanted to expand a month ago. Everybody had big dreams, big goals. They're going to change the world. They're going to get their finances right. They're going for whatever they're trying to go for, whether it's a dream house, a vacation, more freedom. And then boom, this thing hits and they're like, oh, I just want to go back to the way it was. So immediately there's a contraction, a mental contraction.
Yeah.
And people give up. I was just having this conversation yesterday. I'm like, look, I've been thinking too small the whole time. I'm telling myself this with 2 key staff people. And I should be thinking bigger right now, not smaller. How do I expand out into this, not contract smaller into this? So the first thing that happens is when you have 26 million people in the United States were let go in the last 4 weeks. I read something today that says the UK housing sales will get cut by 50 to 70% this year.
Yeah.
When that happens, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I just want to sell the 12 homes I sold last year now. If I could just hold on to those 12. No, you should be thinking about, how do I expand into this? Because if you're not asking the right questions, you will go in the direction of your journey. And if you're like, oh, I got to pull over right now, your journey wasn't to pull over. You were on a journey a month ago. You had dreams and goals. And so when a crisis comes, it's like a speed bump, a flat tire, you ran out of fuel. What do? Dude? You keep rolling, you fix the tire, you refuel, and you keep going. And so don't waste this moment, because we're going to pass. This is going to pass.
Once I decide I'm going to do something, it's like, there's no letting, the chances of me letting go of something that's important to me, a friend, like I am either the best or worst friend a person has.
Why?
So because like if you and I are in a club and something goes down, I will be there swinging it out with you. Okay, I have no chance of winning the fight. I can only be a distraction to the thing.
Throwing a bottle.
But you're not going to see me just run.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm not going to run from my dreams. Like, I'm not going to run from my kids. I'm not going to run from Elena. I'm not going to. There's nothing Elena could do to cause me to like run away from her.
There is no shortage of success. Regardless of their culture, race, religion, economic background, or social group, most people would agree that success is vital to the well-being of the individual, the family unit, and the group, and certainly to the future survival of all these things. Look, without success, your group, your company, your goals and dreams, and even the entire civilization would cease to survive and thrive. Winning over and over again at everything in which you're involved ensures you're going to be able to further expand and survive. And it guarantees that both you and your ideas will survive, not just get by, but survive into the future. If you quit caring, then you're going to quit winning. And if you quit winning long enough in this thing called success, you're going to just plain quit. How would being successful be important to you, and how would it improve your life? Look, success is needed in order to perpetuate, to push forward people, places, and things. You must never reduce success in your mind or in a conversation to something that doesn't matter. On the contrary, you must treat success as though it's vital, it's important. Anyone that minimizes the importance of success to your future has probably given up on his or her own chances of accomplishment, and is spending now his or her life trying to convince others, you in this case, to also give up. Individuals and groups must actively accomplish their goals and targets in order to carry on with their goals and targets. If not, look, they'll either cease to exist or be consumed and become part of something else. It's not enough just to play the game. It's vital you learn how to win at this game.
Now I've got some special bonus clips that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the Billionaire Mindset question of the day. I want to know, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week? Also, if you've already got your Billionaire Mindset Companion PDF calendar, get ready for another amazing video tomorrow. Or if you don't have it yet, you can get it for free in the first line of the description below. And if you're enjoying this Billionaire Mindset series, give me a hashtag Billionaire Mindset in the comments below so I can celebrate you. The only thing you're missing is momentum. You've got all the tools available to you. It has never been easier to build your dreams, to reach an audience, to create the company you want. Never easier. All you're missing is momentum. Sustained, daily, ever-present momentum. And today, I'm going to show you how to get it. One of the only reasons why I've had success on YouTube is I just kept going. When I first started on the platform 11 years ago, it's crazy that it's been that long. You can kind of see some of the awards behind me here, behind the books. Buy, Build to Serve, it's an amazing book. 11 years ago when I first started, my first video was on Walt Disney. I had my friend, Mark Drager, huge friend of the channel, come in and help film it for me and help edit it for me. And in the first year of that video being up, there were only 3 comments on it. One was my mom, one was my older sister, and one was some other random guy who commented on my video, right? In a year of my first video going up, only one person that I didn't know commented on the video. YouTube at the time was not a long-form platform. YouTube 11 years ago was something that people were posting really silly meme videos and just jokes and pranks, but really short-form videos. Nobody was making long videos, 10-minute videos, 12-minute videos. It didn't exist. And it took me 5 years to get to 7,000 subscribers. I knew because that's when I passed 1 million views. After 5 years, I crossed 1 million views and I got 7,000 subscribers. And then in the past 6 years, it's gone from 7,000 subscribers to 2 point whatever million and 1 million views to 300 whatever million views. I just kept at it. Now, my journey doesn't have to be your journey. It doesn't have to take you that long if you're trying to build up a YouTube channel. It may, but it doesn't have to. One, I'm super introverted and nervous and filming, and even now, stuff makes me nervous getting in front of the camera because I want every video to be the best that I've ever done. YouTube at the time was not an educational platform, and it's changed. So there's lots that was against me, but the only reason why I passed so many other creators is just because I kept going. Because I had the thing that most people miss, which is momentum. The only thing you're missing is momentum. it was actually sad for me for when I passed some of the speakers that I looked up to and I aspired to be like from a speaker point of view, because I figured these guys are so much more talented than me. These guys have so many more abilities than me. They're more naturally gifted and they put in so much work to be great speakers. And it made me sad when I passed them on YouTube, because I felt, man, these guys, they should be out there more. I feel like their message needs to be heard. The only difference was I was just putting in more work on YouTube. They're off doing their other things as well. But from a YouTube perspective, I was just building more momentum. I just had more sustained energy to it. And you see this so often with entrepreneurs, not just YouTube, entrepreneurs. So often you got a great idea and you start and there's so much energy and momentum, and then you don't get immediate results, and so you stop, and then you get motivated again and you keep going, and then you quit again and you give up. It's that sustained, evergreen, ongoing daily momentum that you're missing. Even if it's just an hour a day, maybe you have a job, you need to survive. Awesome, I understand. Yes, pay the bills. You don't have to burn all the boats and burn all the bridges as the only way that this business is going to take off. Sustained momentum every single day has to be part of what you're doing. And so I've had success on YouTube because I've made 6,000 videos. Again, I'm not super talented. It took me a long time to get here. I'm a result of just every day getting up and doing the work. And chances are, whoever your heroes are, whether it's Tony Robbins or Steve Jobs or Oprah Winfrey or whoever it is, look at their story. It was every day getting up, doing the work, even if they weren't getting results, knowing that the only thing missing, the only thing you are missing is that sustained momentum, because you're a genius, you have a great idea, that idea needs to be birthed into the world, you're just not doing enough daily action to make it actually happen.
You are staying small because you're afraid. You're afraid of the worst case scenario coming true, losing, having no money, and being embarrassed. But you know you're capable of more. You know the way that you're going about doing things right now is nothing compared to what you're capable of. Unless you lose that scarcity mindset, you're always gonna stay small, knowing that you are capable of more. Today I'm gonna show you how. So one of the easiest ways to get out of your scarcity mindset is to go from idea to action. As soon as you get an idea, you do something about it. And sometimes often that idea is gonna be too big, too scary, too crazy. You can't do it. Who are you to do this? You don't have the money, resources, time, connections, energy, right? All of that, all of the excuses that come into your head. I like to teach myself that as soon as I get an idea, I go do something. It may not work, but you have genius ideas, trust them, go do something. Every time you say, I can't, you're teaching yourself that you suck. Because you've quit, because you've given up. It's not your fault that you can't do it. It's your work, or your school, or your family, or all the other commitments that you have, but not your fault. Nope. 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 Change your I can'ts to either I'm going to or I choose not to. That's how you take back control of your decisions and your life. So I recently listened to this Chinese song and I got obsessed with it. I was playing it all day long and I loved it. I don't know what they're saying. I don't know what the words mean. I loved it. I go to bed and lyrics start coming to me. Rap lyrics. In full sentences, right? The first one comes in, okay, wake up, I'm in bed, I'm lying in bed, I'm trying to sleep. It's 11 o'clock, trying to sleep. Idea, rap lyric come, okay. I write it down. Again, rap lyrics come, write it down. More, write it down. Until 3 in the morning, I haven't slept yet. Ideas just keep coming for this song that's like, I need to make a rap. And then what comes into my head is, what? You're gonna make a rap? It's easy to get locked then into I can't mode. I can't do this. I can't start that. I can't do a rap. I didn't go to school for that. Not that you go to school for rap. I didn't rap growing up. I don't have musical talent, right? That's not what people know me for. That's not what people expect from me. I can't rap. That's where most people quit. But instead, I decided I was gonna get up at 3 something in the morning, go to my computer, finish writing out my lyrics, and then I spent the day rapping. And that night, finished the video, sent it off to Christina, my editor, to put it together, and the next day we released my rap video. Now, maybe you love it, maybe you hate it, it's gotten some decent responses. It was tons of fun to put together, and most importantly, I taught myself in all of these things. These are all great micro moments to teach yourself that you're amazing. Whenever you say, I can't, and you do it, that's how you build self-confidence. That's the birthplace of self-confidence, self-love, self-respect, is taking something that you think that you can't do and just trying. Not even doing it full out, because I don't expect my rap to go off and win any kind of awards, right? But I tried it, I did it, I released it. Expect to suck at the beginning, that's okay, it's normal, it's part of the process. But in those moments of I can't, and then turning them into something that actually exists, is where your genius will come. I look at my top 10 series, and it's partly why I have Kanye on my wall, because the first video that I made was on Kanye. First top 10 was on Kanye. It was 5 years into my YouTube career. I did a response to my friend Mark Drager from Phantom Media. And I said initially, I can't do this. Like, I can't make a video now on this. I have all these other commitments. I have a full day ahead of other stuff that I'm supposed to do. And said, no, I did action. I'm just gonna do it. Forget it. I'm gonna make it. And I didn't expect it to do well. Luckily, it actually did. And then that became this whole thing of making, I don't know how many top 10s, hundreds, maybe 1,000. I don't know how many top 10. How many top 10s have I done? I have no idea. But it started off as just idea. Trust your ideas. Know that they're amazing. Stop saying I can't to yourself. This is where you need to take control of your head and your heart. You have to make decisions with your heart and then use your head to figure out how to do it. Anytime you're doing something new, super important. Anytime you're doing something new, I'm gonna make a rap, I'm gonna make a top 10 video, I'm gonna do anything outside my normal thing, right? Same for you. Anytime you're doing something new, it doesn't make sense because it's new. What is brand new doesn't make sense. You're creating something new. And so your head, your logical brain that's designed to keep you safe, doesn't understand it. Its job is to protect you and says, don't do that. You can't do that. Because one, it's never been done, and because we have all these reasons why it's not possible for you. Not just anybody else, for you. Like, you can't do it because you haven't done it before. That's what your head says. Your heart can create something new. Your heart creates art. Your heart makes up a world that hasn't existed before. And so at the very beginning of many projects, your head and your heart are against each other. Your heart's saying, I want to make this. Your head's saying, you can't make this. And so you end up staying stuck in limbo with all these ideas, never taking momentum because your head and your heart are fighting. You've got your foot on the gas and the brake at the same time. Never moving, knowing that you're capable of more. And so you make the big decisions in your life with your heart. And then you rally your head to say, okay, we're doing this. I'm making the rap video. I'm making the top 10. You're gonna do your crazy idea. And then your head says, ooh, okay, they're serious. Let's figure out how not to die doing this, right? Let's figure out how to actually make it work. So you make the big decisions in life with the heart, and then you use your head to figure out how to go out and accomplish it. The easiest way to win is to do work that you love. Making a new video is easy for me. I've done 6,000 plus videos. I still love them. I still enjoy it. But there is a chandelier sitting in the trunk of my car right now that I have no interest in installing. I have no idea how to install a light. I have no interest in learning how to install a light. And so I've asked my friend Mark Drager from Fanta to come and help install the light for me. If you're doing a business that you don't know and that you don't love and you think it's just gonna be easy money, newsflash, it's never just easy money. You are going to lose. You have to go through what I call the blinders test. Now, blinders are things that people put on horses. So there's those black patches that they put here on the side of the horse so that the horse doesn't get distracted. So the horse isn't like going all over like this. All they can see is what's in front of them, and it forces them to just focus and go in front of them. Now, side note, apparently they actually have this for humans too, and some tech companies are using them where they have blinders for humans. That seems a little crazy to me, but listen, if blinders help you focus, then by all means, go for it. But you need to pass the blinders test. So what is a blinders test? For me, there's moments in time where you have absolute clarity over what you need to do, where you know where you want to go, where you have direction and purpose, and this is the window that you need to jump through. For me right now, it's YouTube. Yes, I've been on the platform for over 10 years, but this is a special moment in time for YouTube right now, for Evan Carmichael plus YouTube right now. I'm hitting it on strides. We've got, I don't know how many channels right now, a lot, too many maybe, but I want to have 100 channels. This is a moment in time. YouTube's not going to be around forever, and it's going to morph and it's going to become something else, and I'm going to have different interests at some point. This is the moment of time that you need to then push hard. I see opportunities as windows. There's this window that's in front of you right now, and the window's open, but it's not going to be open forever. At some point, that window of opportunity is going to shut. And that's when people look back and say, I could have done it, and that other person, they made so much money off of my idea. It wasn't your idea, they did it. The only difference between you and the people who are winning is they started, they did it, they take action every single day. There's no reason why that person can't be you. You have to jump through the window with full force and put your blinders on and stop thinking about everything else that's around you. That's if you have absolute clarity and direction. Now, there'll be other moments in your life, and I think life moves like this. I think you'll have moments in life where you have absolute clarity and purpose and direction. And there'll be other moments where you're not so sure what to do. And then you have to open up the funnel again. Sticking to the blinders when you don't know what you're doing is not a great strategy. This happens to a lot of entrepreneurs where they have focus for their business, but then they lose interest in their business. And then they bought themselves a job and they're too afraid to get out of that business because of what it means, because of the opportunity cost, because of everything that they've sunk into the business, because people might say, well, what a failure if they close now. And they should have been out of their business 3 years ago, but they're still going. Don't let that be you. You're never gonna win doing work that you hate. If you don't like your business anymore, you need to adjust it or you need to move on, dump it, and move on to something else. If I stop liking videos, I will just decide. No more videos happening. Sorry guys, maybe sell it to somebody else or just stop, because I'm not gonna win doing work that I hate either. And so if you feel your foot kind of pulling out of the water, while you still have some interest, move on to the next thing. And so when you know what you wanna do, you're focused, hyper-focused, that's all you're doing. When you don't know what you wanna do, you open up the scope. And that's okay. And I think everybody will go through these phases in life. You will have absolute clarity, and so you need to go off and do instead of finding all the reasons why you can't do. And when you don't know what you want to do, don't stress out and worry that you don't know what you want to do. Try a bunch of stuff. Say yes to everything. Pay attention to the feeling. The most important thing when you're trying something new is, do you love the process of it? Not, is this going to be your next big opportunity? Did you love the process? Even though you sucked doing it. I sucked making my first video. I love the process. I sucked when I first learned salsa dancing. I love the process. You're supposed to suck at the start. That's okay. You don't need to get instant results. If you love the process, you will win. If you got instant results, but you don't love it, you're never going to win. It's just never going to happen. You're not going to win. And so, depending where you are on this spectrum of absolute clarity to having no idea, dictates what your action should be. When you know what you need to do, stop making excuses, stop having justifications, and just go off and do the damn thing. And if you don't know what you want to do, then explore. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stop complaining. It's okay. Explore. You will find the thing that then you can focus on until the next time you expand it. Comparison to other people, I think, is actually a good thing. I think you need it. I think it helps you. I think it serves you. The problem is most people look at other people, start feeling insecure, and then kick themselves down. The key is to kick yourself forward, not down. But you need that kick. Otherwise, you stay where you are. This is one of the reasons why I love Modern Success, why I created all my YouTube channels and all the content that I've done and have the people behind me on the wall, because I love looking at other people. I love learning from other people. I love seeing somebody do amazing things and say, that's what's possible. This is what's possible. I look at Les Brown as an example, and I think he's the greatest speaker of all time, at least that I've seen. Maybe the ancient Greeks were better, I don't know, but Les Brown, modern era, on video, I think is the greatest speaker. And I look at that and say, that's what's possible. Not that I can't do that. Here's what most people do. They look at Les Brown and say, well, I can't do that. And then they start feeling insecure, and I'm just an imposter trying to be like that now. And then they quit. And then they feel low self-esteem and they beat themselves up over it because they're not Les Brown. I look at Les Brown and say, that's what's possible. This is what humans can actually accomplish and achieve. I want some of that. I want to get better. I want to drive and improve, not to be the next Les Brown, but be the best me. But this is what's possible. I look at David Goggins. Man, David Goggins, look, he came out of nowhere. Who was David Goggins? Did you guys know David Goggins 5 years ago? No. He blew up out of nowhere because of the passion and intensity and truth of his message, right? I love that. And it's easy to say and look at that and say, well, look at how passionate David Goggins is and look how he blew up. I can never do that. I'm not as strong as him. I'm not as crazy as him. I don't have the same mindset as him, and so I can't do that. And you compare yourself to Goggins, and then you say, well, I can't, and so you don't start. That's the problem. You should look at Goggins and say, look at what's possible. You could come from nowhere, nobody knowing who you are, and in a short amount of time, blow up. because you have a message that matters. You can look at how passionate he is about his message. Every video, he's got insane passion, right? This guy, he's not gonna give you nice hugs and compliments, but he cares about his message, right? You can see that. And you can take that as what's possible. You can care deeply about your message too and model David Goggins and apply that to make your message stronger and better. I think if you just were competing with yourself, I think you're actually gonna suck. I think if you're the best at something and you don't have any competition, I think you actually suck. Being the big fish in a small pond actually limits a lot of creativity, limits your ability to go off and crush things. I think it is. I think when you even in animals, when you see animals going up against each other in a race, when somebody's close, you work a little bit harder, right? I think we need that in our ecosystem. The key though, again, is to make sure you're kicking yourself forward to say this is what is possible, not this person's so much better than me, I suck, feeling insecure, feeling depressed. You need the kick. Just make sure you're kicking yourself forward, not down. The biggest mistake so many entrepreneurs make is they jump into a business because they see that it's a hot opportunity. You don't love it, you don't know much about it, but so many people are talking about it and it looks like an easy way to make a lot of money. Big mistake. Don't do that. It's the fastest way to go broke. So Warren Buffett did not invest in Amazon, but he's still done pretty well for himself. He didn't invest in Amazon because he doesn't like tech, he doesn't know it, he doesn't love it, he doesn't live in that space, and so he doesn't want to buy those kinds of companies. And great, he missed out on Amazon, but he also missed out on all the tech companies that didn't make it, that he could have put money into that just would have gone to zero. He knows what he's great at, he knows what he loves, and he sticks in his arena. I look at what I'm doing. There's so many opportunities that come my way that I know nothing about, I have no interest in, and don't want to have interest in, that I'm losing money on, right? I don't like real estate. I hate real estate. I don't want to be in it. I don't want to learn about it. I don't like real estate. It's not that it's not a good opportunity. It's just not for me. It's boring to me. I have zero interest in real estate. It's great for so many people. So many people have built amazing wealth and generational wealth based off of real estate. Amazing. I'm pumped for you. It's just not the thing that I want to be in. Cryptocurrency, right? People, when Bitcoin was taking off, everybody was a cryptocurrency expert. I know nothing about cryptocurrency. I've bought zero cryptocurrency in my life. I've been given zero cryptocurrency in my life. Is cryptocurrency the future? Yep. When is it gonna come? I don't know. Is it gonna be Bitcoin? I don't know. I don't know anything about cryptocurrency. I get the mechanics and the general theory and I know that it's coming, but it's not the opportunity for me. CBD is a big thing now, right? Everybody's getting into CBD and CBD oils and CBD products, and great. And it's becoming legal here in Canada, or it already is legal in a bunch of our provinces, and it's going to be legalized across many states, if not the whole country. Awesome. It's not me. I'm not into CBD. I don't smoke any marijuana. I never have. I'm not interested in it. It may help you, it may alleviate your pain, amazing. This may be the greatest gift you've ever seen in your life, amazing. But if you're only jumping into it because you think it's a hot opportunity, you're gonna lose. That being said, I'm also involved in so many things that are hot opportunities. I'm drowning in opportunities. I have too many opportunities that I know what to do with, let alone don't know what to do with. Looking at YouTube. YouTube right now is still a massive opportunity. There's so many people who look at what I've done, who look at what Gary've done and Grant Cardone and those guys have done and say, I wanna do it. YouTube is blowing up, it's popping, it's exploding. If you're a thought leader, if you wanna have educational content, YouTube is still a huge opportunity. Most people who are the experts at what they do are not on YouTube. That means you can go on, even with a little bit less expertise, and go and crush it, because the people who are the best in the world at doing it, they're not doing it. It's a huge opportunity. It's a big white space still right now. Even though I've been on it for 10 years, YouTube has evolved a lot over the past decade, and there's still tons of white space open and available. I need to push that opportunity harder. I look at thought leadership as another one. Thought leadership, the stuff that I'm doing, the videos like this, the teaching that I've done, the workshops that I've done. People want to be a thought leader, not just an influencer, but a thought leader. And I'm at the center of that trend. I'm helping train a lot of thought leaders. People are coming to me asking me for help in becoming a thought leader, in making content, in being able to do good videos, in being able to get speaking gigs, book deals, all of it. People want it. It's happening. And I'm at the center of that trend too. League of Legends. I love League of Legends. I've been playing League of Legends for, this is 6 years. This is my 6th year playing League of Legends. I played Teemo. Look, I got Teemo here. I got Teemo here. I got Tristana here. I've named my dogs Teemo and Tristana, right? I play 3 games a night on my Twitch stream. You can come to my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/BelieveTeam. Come join me. I play there 3 games a night. I'm trying to get the gold this season, which means I'm in the top 10% of players in North America. So it's my ambition for the year. I watch League of Legends every weekend. I have a TSM jersey. Let me get it. I have a TSM jersey. I'm a fan. I love League of Legends. I love esports. If you're getting into esports, just because it's a hot opportunity and you don't love it, you're gonna die, you're gonna lose. I look at Gary Vee as an example, and Gary's done an amazing job in hip hop. An amazing job in hip hop, and he's brought so many different artists on, from the top of Nipsey Hussle all the way down to people who are just breaking in and trying to get their start. He loves hip hop, he loves the lyrics, he loves the culture, and so he's really built a name for himself inside of hip hop. He got into Twitch a little bit. He had a Twitch studio set up in his office, and he started doing a little bit of gaming, but he's not a gamer. He hasn't done gaming in decades. And so it's not authentic for him, and so he's not gonna win there. I love esports, I love League of Legends, I love gaming. It's part of what I do. I can talk to you about the current roster for TSM and my thoughts on it. I can talk to you about the new patch that came out on League of Legends and how Teemo's doing. I like it. It's just, I genuinely like it. And so I have these opportunities in front of me already within YouTube, within thought leadership, within esports that I can take advantage of and blow up in. And I don't need to worry about real estate and cryptocurrency and CBD and all the other millions of opportunities out there. There's already tons of opportunities inside the things that you already know and love. The things that you know and love, there's lots of people who know and love that thing too. And they're looking for guidance, they're looking for help. They need answers. You could be the person who gives them the answers. Jumping on some train because you think it's a hot opportunity and a chance to make money is the fastest way that you will lose money because you don't understand anything about that. If you don't love esports, don't go spend money on an esports team. You're gonna lose. You don't even know what you're doing. Inside the things that you love and know is a tremendous opportunity, and that's what you need to focus on.
If you want to sign up for the entire Billionaire Mindset series for free and get the companion bonus PDF calendar, check the link right there next to me. I think you'll love it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.